After fighting off a literal horde of enemies and leveling up several times in the process, it seems as though nothing can stop our spider. Nothing except a large body of molten rock. You know what doesn't go together? Intense heat, fire, and small critters with exoskeletons. And Fred. And low HP. If you've made it this far in this series, then you've managed to fight through the dodgy CGI, the not so well executed cinematography, and some of the more lackluster visuals. But at the same time, there are elements of this which is really well done, and you can just imagine what the entire thing would be like if it was all that. But it doesn't take away from the fact that I actually still enjoy the spider story, so I'm going to keep going. Yeah, you haven't had the best time, but despite facing a lot of events that would have offed lesser people, I don't think it's entirely skill. There must be a little bit of luck involved, which means that she's done well. Like a fuse to a bomb. Yep. But do you have time to fawn over how well your status skills are going right now, or do you want to run? You were just lamenting the fact that that your threads were catching fire. So yes, let's throw more into the blaze. The answer to that question is yes. But even if the enemies on this level are not as strong as on the third layer, the fact that they are so adapted to their environment, and it is something that is incredibly detrimental to her. One extra level of why I enjoy a story like this is we have those overpowered MCs who's kind of everything gets given to them on a plate, like Rimuru. And then there's those like this where you actually, it is a battle of survival on a daily basis. There isn't any inherently overpowered skills. Well, not at the beginning, at least. Retreating back. Oh, that smoke effect. At least you've got a nice area to build a new little home for the time being. The ways up are seemingly impossible. Good idea. If the current you can't do it. And if she was like max level now, puts off evolution, and takes down a few more monsters, are those XP points void. Okay, no, I would make myself a spider thread blanket. Small poison pterodact. Which means it's time that she now looks into the next skill to pick up. I can't remember if she's actually told how much the skills cost. But I would be scrolling through this list. Resistance, earth resistance, lightning, water. Scrolling through that list for quite a while to decide what to do. In a game, if it was my reality and having to live it, there's no loading a save point, so I'd be looking at it even longer. A whole lot of stuff that is like, well, not very well explained. Yep. Where did that leaf come from? It's fine. No one can tell your bad jokes are bad if you can't hear the criticism. That's how I survived so long on YouTube. Yep. Raise those flags. While of the 7 sins, there are some which seem inherently more destructive and worse than the others. Pride isn't inherently bad. It's when it takes to excessive lengths. Scroll. Using your foresight, which means she has 100 left. And I would say she's about to regret it. But from having a skill related to the 7 sins, of course you'd have the taboo level up as well. Ruler of Pride. Abyss magic. I forgot that she got really powerful shit right now, but can't use it. I think more things should do that, like, they give you something really broken, but you have no way of accessing it. Just, like, show you something to work towards. And as there hasn't been any immediate reasoning why this taboo and whatnot isn't, it's not really a demerit. Gwit. I think that's the wrong pose. Try again. How does this? Can a spider do like the Naruto hand things? Haven't seen Naruto, so this is just going from what poor understanding I have. That seems like a good one. Okay, that does seem really quite good. Boostable stat resistances and just a generic flat increase to all of your skills every time. Now imagine if the Demon Lord was just a pterodactyl or a goblin or something. That's quite the intense interlude screen. Why is she wiggling around there? Soon she's going to have to live outside. Hmm. At least he asked permission. Not bad. Yep. Humans are relatively weak, relatively speaking, but it's because they're able to see things and form communities that we do better. Mm-hmm. Things could be dangerous. I'm glad he didn't just disregard it entirely. So, no, it's probably a small number. And the number that would have human intelligence in a monster body who survive the monster world, that's even lower. Oh, he's some sort of celebrity now. If it didn't have some effect on his popularity, it'd be more surprising. I wonder who you could mean. Oh, it's the one obsessed with her word of God. I suppose, yeah, having the would take it as for granted. Just I don't know what you would call it. The system voice thing telling you, "Oh, you've leveled up. Congratulations." Don't say anything. She is far too fervent. This is what extreme religion can do to you. But then again, extreme anything can be bad. I think anyone, even if they did have a previous life in the classroom and all of that, they've still spent another 14 years in this world. Yep, I'll let you know straight away. Like I was saying. A bit peculiar. But if she hadn't have been picked up by the teacher and shown that there are others out there, how bad would she be? She hasn't decked out the little hammock thing that she's got there. The best of all magical girls. some way of regenerating health in a world like this would be almost integral to survival. Or at least give you a massive step up. You've got limited skill points. I don't really know much about Sun Wukong's story. I don't know why, but it's one of the characters I've never really wanted to learn more about. Good thing you've got a nice selection of snacks. Blah. If you were this massive dragon and you saw, like, trash mobs, would you bother killing them? Yay! It's good to be optimistic. That, lava flow effect. You say seahorse, I think it looks more like a duck. Evasion can only get you somewhat, like, so far, though. So what can he do now? Yay, giving up his only advantage. It could be that he's really, really slow, or this that she's incredibly fast. Try again. At least it would be warm. God, the sounds effect does make it. Sound like you're chewing on a tire. Yep, there's one place to avoid. Having to give up on a meal like that, even if it was tasting horrible, must be quite a blow. Well, bugger. And will they make the same mistake as the seahorse? Good thing is, those catfish have big mouths and extra space for them to swallow poison. Really? Has she not learned to cut it off before it gets too close? Poison ball, go! Having a massive amounts of defense or attack would be quite useful, but not getting hit in the first place when there is this many status ailments. Yeah, after seeing his friend, it's like, yeah, nah, it's not worth it. She does it so gleefully, but the fact is she is just killing things off like that. With poison as well. Damn. Is it going to be finally a nice, good meal? I think you deserved it, actually. After eating poisoned toads and the like for however long it's been. She's about to disrupt the entire local ecosystem just to get more of those catfish, isn't she? Maybe if she had some salt or condiments as well, it would be even better. She can get lost in her delusions. That's one of the reasons why I really like her character. Well, you'll know for next time. But where does she put all of that meat in her tiny little spider body? Now it's not just fighting to live, it's fighting for good food and entertainment. This harsh world has birthed a true calamity. And one who sees herself as a little idol. Actually, that might be one of the lesser delusions that she has. I was thinking that, well, I didn't know how I'd feel about her voice being this VA, because it wasn't what I had pictured in my mind. But I will say she does a good job. Putting it in, you've heard what else she's been in, well, possibly. This still hurts my head because I can barely pronounce Japanese as is. I can barely pronounce English as it is. But doing it fast... But since she has picked up pride, that means that it's not going to be the only of the sins. And with so many catfish out there to eat, you can guess where I'm going with that. The beloved brother of the prince. Now, is this where it is going to start elaborating on its timelines and time skips and whatnot? Or where it will show us that they're doing something slightly different? Because, yeah, all of the humans in this world we've shown when they're fully grown up. But they did have to start off as, itty-bitties and grow. But since actual humans are pretty much helpless until at least like 5, there's not going to be much entertaining happening. If I was stuck in a game world, I'd be playing around and seeing what I can get away with, what kind of skills would be useful. Probably would pick up the ones which just don't really make sense, but are a bit confusing and weird. I don't know if I'd do the same if my life was on the line, though. A world like this isn't one where you want to go in half-cocked, without doing your homework beforehand. And since there's been elements of, hints on the horizon that some skills can be a detriment, yeah, I'm not going to take that risk. But getting an auto-recovery skill and then leveling up slowly, I don't know, maybe by standing in a hot room with a lot of lava laying around, that's some good thinking. Not only are you slowly leveling up your skill to get a lot more health, you might actually pick up a fire resistance or two. And that, along with every other type of resistance you can think of, might just save your ass one day. If it's not burning thanks to a lingering thread. And I said it, I think, in the last episode, but if there is a game which kind of resembles this world, let me know, because I want to play it. And I'm far too lazy and unskilled to make it myself. But with that lingering disappointment, I'm going to have to end it here. Not so much of the bad CGI, it was covered up by a lot of bad lava effects. But overall, it is still pretty good. So, if you enjoy, let me know. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you want to tell me just how useless I am, well, I would say leave a comment, but I can tune those out. So if you want to do the most damage, join my Discord. But for this time, and many more to come, get some rest. See you in the next one. If you want to keep me well fed with delicious mouthfuls of catfish, then join on to my Patreon. Because so far, Sal, Raywin, Electric Ant, Denman 1997, Shiwan, Jennifer Rojas, Mecha, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Dark Shadow 7899, and everyone else are the undeniable voice of God that keeps me trekking on the path to survival, or at the very least, allows me to keep making videos like this.